Hello Libra friends, I'm Annie Botticelli and welcome to my video, Libra November 2020, Astrology Must Knows. This month we've got, finally, moving forward in our lives. This spree that we've had of personal planets retrograde is going to end, finally. This year has been all about introspection, going backwards and inwards, and now with Mercury completing its final retrograde, going direct, and Mars, the giver of oomph, and life force and ambition is moving forward. We also have Neptune moving forward, which can bring more clarity. And in fact, there are lots of strands as to why, as the month develops, more clarity will come. We have been in a fog of chaotic emotional energies, and part of that does still come into November because we do have a continuation of the strong Scorpio energies. This is continuing to bring a major focus on relationship space and relationships with financial connections, so loans, debt, credit, inheritances, spousal money, family money. Those are all still going to be very much in the forefront. And that can be heavy emotionally, which is a continuation of the times, but there's definitely a lot to smile about and a lot to be hopeful for, especially as an air sign this month, and I'm going to tell you the reasons why. Okay, so Mercury going direct is going to be super chaotic. The fact that it's on election day does not bode well for trying to have clarity in that direction or in that department. The first week of the month is definitely going to be pretty chaotic and confusing, and really the beginning of the month is just completely different than the end of the month, and also specifically for Libras, because the energies that flow really well with your placement don't start to really develop until the month progresses. Okay, but Mercury is going to go direct, and that is a piece so that as that clears, the post-shadow transit goes through the 20th of November, information and clarity will start to, make itself more apparent. Then as Mars goes direct, in the middle of the month, November 14th, the oomph, the ambition, the drive, the momentum, if you've been trying to have other people do work for you or get help with something, any laziness or delays they might have had from this transit, all that will start to shift, and you will feel that in the middle of the month. This has been a particularly potent Mars retrograde for you because it has been retrograde in the sign opposing yours. So if you've been at a standstill in negotiations or in something that you're working on, especially involving other people, you definitely will notice something starting from the middle of the month and extending out into the rest of the month, into December, and even the beginning of January, momentum continuing to build. November 26th, Neptune goes direct, and with it, anything that was internal and kind of in a dream world or in a mental or emotional state can start to make its way out into the physical. There are a lot of strands of that theme occurring. Then we've got the Sag planet starting, and this is when things start to really get good for Libra, because a fire sign mixed with your air sign makes beautiful aspects. And so we have, from the end of November, all of December, and into January, the Sun, then Mercury, then Venus moving through Sagittarius. So all of those placements from the end of November into the middle of January are going to kiss in sequence your Libra placements. Okay, so the themes of international connections, languages, education, teaching, learning, anything having to do with writing or publishing, those things are going to come alive in a big way, and the odds of them working out even better for Libra placements are enhanced because of this nice angle that these Sag placements are going to make. Also, we're going to have a Sagittarius eclipse, which is going to be in a great angle for you in December. We'll talk about that more in the December report. But for this month, we've got the Gemini eclipse, which again is something to celebrate for Libra placements because it's in a fellow air sign. Okay, so November 30th, we have the 8th degree of Gemini eclipse, and eclipses always bring the potential for massive change. But this eclipse cycle, starting from the middle of 2020 out through all of 2021, is super favorable for the Libra placements because all of those eclipses are going to be in great aspects for you. Now, every Libra has a chance to get blessings from this new chapter series, but those of you who are in the, early into the, we'll say, Okay, so end of September, so basically September born in through like the first 5 or so days of October, you all are poised to have even more positive benefits from this eclipse. Now, if we drill down even deeper, those of you who are within 3 degrees through 13 degrees for your Libra placement, that can be Libra moon, Libra rising, Libra sun, any other Libra placement you have, those degrees between 3 and 13, and the closer you get to 8 degrees, has the chance for more positive impact. Now, from the birthday perspective, this is going to be like the 27th of September through like the 3rd of October, like when we drill down more, and the closer you are to like around September 27th, that's going to be more positively intense potentials for you. So there is a lot to celebrate. Now, to understand these eclipses more, I have created a massive bank of resources so that we don't have to take the time up in the horoscopes to go over all of the details. From my experience doing thousands of readings over almost 2 decades, I have an eclipse series. So you can find it on my homepage. If you search for Annie Botticelli, go to my homepage and click on playlists, or you can just search for it organically in YouTube. The ones that will be most relevant for Libras are Annie Botticelli, Eclipses in Gemini, okay, because that's the sign that the eclipse is in. I would also be forward thinking here and look at the Annie Botticelli Eclipses in Sagittarius, because that middle December eclipse may start to have its manifestations in November. 4 to 6 weeks before the actual eclipse, we tend to see the news and the information and the events take place. So this month is ripe with possibilities from both eclipses. So if you search for the one about the Sagittarius eclipses, then you'll start to see how those might start to come in. Now, specifically for Libra placements, we've got an even stronger energy of this 9th house Sagittarius energy because of the house. Okay, so if you are a September born or like early October Libran, that eclipse can be influencing the 9th house, which is ruled by Sagittarius, which is the international connections, the things we referred to earlier. Again, like another layer of this, immigration, teaching, learning, all of these things. And when you look at the eclipses in Sagittarius video, you'll see the full gamut of how I've seen this tend to manifest. Now, also for all Libras, the energy of an eclipse in the 8th house of Scorpio is also likely, okay? So this has to do with the deep financial arrangements, the other things that we referred to, since the Sun and Venus and Mercury are moving through the sign of Scorpio. You're having the themes from those personal placements come up, but now you're also having extra helpings of Scorpio possibilities because of the house in which the eclipse will influence for you. Okay, so if you look up Annie Botticelli Eclipses in Scorpio, you also will see many more details, but this can include paying off debt, getting a loan, making a purchase, getting capital funding, inheritances, sweepstakes, lotto, winnings, spiritual breakthroughs, psychological breakthroughs, deep intimacy, topics of, close, intimate relationships, whether it's romantic or other. All of those are likely to factor in very strongly for Libras this month. So a major must know is that you are going to notice the tides turn more toward the Libra flow towards the end of the month. You are going to notice that the beginning of the month is going to be a little bit of a crazy storm, and things that happen in that time frame might change, might be switched, and you can't really find your footing or certainty until the month develops. Another must know is that even though, because of Mercury and Mars and Neptune going direct, you'll get more clarity over the course of the month, and the decision-making launch, big decision, open window time is opening towards the end of November and all of December and the first half of January. But because of these eclipses bringing more information, if you get that feeling that you shouldn't make a decision yet, really tune into that, because things might come up for you to make decisions about, and you might try earlier in the month and it's just might be a lost cause because it's going to be very difficult to find your footing. But if you try to start making decisions towards the end of the month, these eclipses might bring in even more information that could give you different options than the ones you thought you were deciding between. Okay, so just like really feel your way out, but do know that as we progress in November into December and January, it is an amazing time to do something with the opportunities that may come from these eclipses. And there are quite a lot of areas of life that are being affected. Another area of life for Libras that are being affected by the aspects this month is the home, family, and real estate sector. Okay, so this is due to the third of the 3 sequence Jupiter-Pluto conjunctions. This has been a critical, pivotal part of the changes that have gone on for the world this year. Just to give you a little insight into the connection of Jupiter and Pluto, when planets are in the outer realms, okay, these are the outer planets that take longer to move around, when they are near each other, they're there for longer. Like these are long cycles because they take so long to move around. So the last time Jupiter and Pluto were near each other, it was in around 2008 when the market broke down. The subprime lending market broke down, and then it sent a financial, destructive cascade to all the markets. And then a lot of people had financial crisis because of the housing issues. And so that happened in 2008. And then we saw some similar but even more expanded financial effects from the coronavirus and the systems breaking down. If you haven't already watched my video on how these aspects have created our experience, then search for Annie Botticelli coronavirus and you will be probably very, very, very well informed about this energy, and it's very, very comprehensive. But just to give you a short snippet here, when we had those changes in the 2008-ish time frame, that was just Jupiter and Pluto getting together once. And this year, they got together 3 times. You ever hear that expression, things happen in threes? I believe that that's astrological because due to certain energies of the planets, sometimes it brings this triplicate energy. So April 4th, June 30th, and November 12th, Jupiter and Pluto got together. Jupiter is the expander. Pluto is the blower upper, and Capricorn is business, systems, work, how we run everything, how everything functions. So that's why this massive change is coming in. It tests the systems. Anything that is set and solid, we take with us into the new energies. Anything that isn't is crumbling away. And we're stepping on the precipice here. November is the precipice before we shift into these major Aquarian energies when Saturn and Jupiter move into Aquarius. So this Jupiter-Pluto conjunction is the last chapter of the storyline. And if you kind of note what had gone on, in April is when everything really started to close down in the world from the coronavirus. That was when Jupiter and Pluto got together. Then at the end of June, we had, for some places, boom, for other places, an amelioration where things started to improve and open back up again. And so now this last boom, it's like the last chapter of that evolution, and we move on into the next evolution of what this experience is going to be. And that energy is coalescing for Libras in the home and family sector. So anything involving, real estate, working from home, if you're trying to set up a work from home business, anything having to do with home-based work like engineers or feng shui practitioners or construction people or, pet sitting businesses or anything that has a basis in home can be affected here. And money is also a topic. So you might notice that things with finances have either really gelled in a major way or has really busted up in a major way. But for those of you who have been negatively affected by what has happened, these planets are at work for your future security. So they've either created security now from work you did in the past, or it broke down the system that wasn't sustainable, and you now have the seeds planted for your future security that are happening now, especially if you can learn the lessons from why everything went awry for you personally. Okay, so just in summary, we've got I don't even think I mentioned this actually. We start the month out with Mercury and Venus still in Libra. So you get kisses still through this month from Venus, smooching your placement with, self-esteem and love and money. Venus is my grandma Marge, my Italian grandma, who would stick a meatball in my mouth, give me money, say, Annie, you're so nice and pretty and just everything great. And, like Venus is like that. So you still have the blessings of Venus, which is your ruler, for most of this month. And then you've got, just at the beginning there, Mercury still in your sign. So a little blessing amidst the chaos that is likely to happen from Mercury going direct at that time. So that's exciting. You've got emotions that you're wading throughout the month, but that will tend to get lighter as, these Sag energies step in. You've got blessings from the eclipses. If you need to get a new car or a new device towards the end of the month and into December, you're open into this beautiful time, and probably there'll be a lot of deals around, Black Friday purchases of the vehicles or devices or anything that helps your communication can really, really work out very well for you. The sales that go on after Thanksgiving, and that day after Thanksgiving, that's the biggest shopping day of the year, is actually poised in a pretty perfect place for, and also just end of year sales, like if you need to get any of these things. And if you're needing to go into contract to buy or sell a house, the beginning of the month is a little dicey contractually because it's a little bit, confusing. But if something goes into effect then and lasts through the month, it could make it. But if it doesn't, then something will probably replace it that's better. And the energies for contracts gets more clear as November goes on into December and the beginning of January as well. So, it's just kind of a crazy time because of how different it is at the beginning compared to how it moves to the end. But either way, I think Libras are definitely set up to have way more of the positive potentials of the aspects this month, including even Mars moving direct, because even though it is still opposing your sign, it's going to now be leaving that opposition. And as it does that, the final chapters for whatever conflicts were caused, especially for the second half of 2020, will hopefully find a quick resolution over the upcoming couple of months. And it could even happen quicker than that. If you would like to have more information, like what the sweet dates are for the aspects, what the salty dates are for the aspects, what the aspects are all month, what you can expect from them, and the general write-up of the month delivered to your inbox 1 month early, then definitely sign up for my free email newsletter at anniehelpsyou.com. You also get my 28-day virtual coaching program called Shine for free when you sign up for my free email newsletter. That's a gift I give to my email community. I also don't spam you. I only send out 3 emails a month because I don't like to get a bunch of emails, so I don't send a bunch out, and all of them have a ton of information on how you can maximize the energetic potentials that are going on in the sky at that time. If you'd like to take some free courses, you can go to my school, Luminous Life Multiversity, lumelife.com, L-U-M-E life.com. All of the links I'm giving you are also in the notes underneath the video. So if you click on the more button with the arrow, it will reveal all of these notes and these links. I've got several free courses, including Unleash Your Money Magnet. So if your finances have been affected or you just want to go to the next level of your money situation, then you will love that free course. I also have some paid courses. Most of the things I offer are free, but my paid courses keep everything going so I can keep showing up for you guys with all of this free content. And you'll see my Becoming a Professional Astrologer Mastery course at lumelife.com. So if you want to be a professional astrologer, or you want to add astrology to your repertoire for your current work, or you just want to go deep into your self-study and your self-awareness and helping your family and friends, then my course can help you do that. You can see it at lumelife.com. If you want horoscopes by me 1 month early that are super simple, much less technical than my videos, you can go to cozybysweetstarlight.com and see other astrology kissed lifestyle blogs. And the final announcement is that my book, Planetology, How to Align with the Natural Rhythms of the Universe, that has been long awaited, is going to come out in the beginning of December. So you have a little bit more time for pre-sale, which I highly recommend because Amazon is giving a crazy discount for pre-sales. I'm not sure why they're doing that, but it wasn't the publisher that did that, but Amazon is doing it. So you can capitalize on that particular discount if you want to get your book delivered as soon as it comes out in December. And it's going to be an amazing, beautiful reference book, even if you get the audiobook, because it is a long book. I give a lot of details. You know how I am. I suggest you get it on audiobook so that you can listen to it in its entirety if you can't sit down and read a long book. but I suggest the hardcover reference book because it's a beautiful book that you'll flip to the certain pages that you need and you want to refer back to with ease, and you'll use it over and over again. So you can search for Planetology Annie Botticelli and find that in every different venue, all major booksellers. I hope you have a wonderful month, and I'll see you next month. Bye!